Okay, so now we're going to discuss chapter 4. This is entitled Exempt Sales of Goods, Properties, and Services. This chapter is divided into two major parts. That is discussion of first, yung exempt sales of goods and properties, and second one is exempt sales of services. So this chapter is somewhat related to chapter 4 wherein we have discussed exempt importations. So some items that were discussed or that was discussed in chapter 2, mababanggit din yun dito sa chapter 4, especially doon sa agricultural products and marine food products. So, itong exempt sales of goods or properties, meron siyang mnemonic na ginawa dito para mas madaling i-memorize. And that is, ito, secret tax-free code. So, para hindi kayo malito sa pag-memorize, ito siya. Yung una, is S from senior citizen. Ito kasi yung keyword, senior citizen. Then yung exempt goods and so forth and so on. Hanggang sa doon sa tax-free gold. Yung tax-free gold kasi ibig sabihin, yung number 7, tax-free. Then yung gold, it refers to sale of gold to BSP. So iisa-isayin natin to. And also, for exempt sales of services, meron din siyang mnemonic na binigay, which is ito, search squared VA tips. So, bahala na lang kayo kung paano nyo ito memorize. Then, meron naman siyang mga in-underline na letter kung saan na-derive yung mnemonic. So, let's start our discussion with exempt sales of goods or properties in detail. So, ito na yun, yung secret tax-free goal. Okay, unang-una is sale of goods to senior citizens and persons with disability. So, paano ba naging exempt ang mga ito? Dito, meron siyang binigay na table wherein it summarizes kung ano yung mga rules na pina-follow natin when it comes to senior citizen and PWD exemptions to consumption. Okay, so una, okay, they are both exempted for their purchase of drugs, vaccines, and foods for special medical purpose. Tapos, when it comes naman to vitamins and mineral supplements, only senior citizens are exempted. Then, seems true with yung letter C, yung accessories and equipment para sa senior citizens lang. And for casket or urn, just in case mamatay sila, they are both exempted from any consumption taxes. However, additional for senior citizens, aside from the fact that they are not um, subject to any consumption taxes, they are also given mandatory discount which is equivalent to 20%. So itong 20%, this is only available for senior citizens and not for PWDs. So anong dapat nating matandaan dito? Both senior citizens and PWDs are exempted from consumption taxes with the exception of yun nga, yung letter B and letter C para sa PWDs. And senior citizens are given 20% discount and that is a mandatory discount. Okay, so hindi dapat bumaba ng 20%. The higher the percentage of discount, the better, pero hindi bababa ng 20%. Okay, so yun lang. That is for item number 1, exempt sales of goods or properties. For yung sale of goods to senior citizens and persons with disability. Meron siyang example dito. Napakadali niyan, basahin nyo na lang. Okay, number 2, sale of exempt goods. Yung number 2 na binabanggit dito, ito yung mga exempt goods sa importation. Okay, kung napansin nyo, ito yung agricultural or zoom natin. Yan. Sorry, hindi ko na-zoom yung una. Yan. Agricultural or marine food products and inputs. So, marine food products, ibig sabihin yung mga ipaprocess for human consumption. And inputs, ito yung examples to seedlings, mga fertilizers. Okay, yun yung mga example niya. Okay. Ibig sabihin pala, kapag nagbebenta ng marine food products and together with agricultural food products and their inputs in original state, kahit pa domestic pa lang seller, that is exempt from consumption taxes. The explanation is very easy kasi nga they are considered basic human commodities. Okay, sabi niya nga dito, the conditions for exemption for VAT on importation of agricultural or marine food products in Chapter 2, pareho din siya ng application sa business tax. Okay, tapos meron siyang mga binigay na examples. Bawa, dito sa example number 1, kung napansin natin, nasa original state ang mga ito. Okay, although ito, yung frozen carcass. Okay, simple process of ano yan, preparation, I think, preparation. And yung dried or smoked fish, simple process of preservation. Okay, tapos ito, example number 2, kung napansin nyo, hindi kasali sa exemption yung firewood and charcoal because they are not considered human for human consumption. Same time, orchids, flowers, and bonsai. Okay, ito kasi mga ornamental plants. They are not grown for food. Okay, so yan na sale of exempt goods. That is number 2. Item number 2. Okay, next tayo. Ito, mga examples pa rin no item number 2. Okay. Paulit-ulit nating naririnig yung original state. Di ba? Discuss natin ito in detail doon sa chapter 2. Okay, ano ba kasing ibig sabihin ng original state? Ulit natin, they are considered in original state kapag unprocessed. Although, kapag nag-undergo sila ng simple process of preparation, preservation, or packaging, okay, so it does not necessarily mean na hindi na sila in original state. Okay, in original state pa rin yun. However, ito, kapag daw, okay, na-marinate yung product, yung marine food product or yung agricultural product, they are not considered in original state na daw. So example ng mga na-marinate na yung mga nabibili natin sa meat shops, na yung mga pre-marinated na adobo fat, mga barbecue, okay? So hindi na daw sila considered in original state. That is why kapag binebenta sila, mayroong kasamang consumption tax yung sisingilin dun sa bibili. Okay, sabi niya kasi, is now considered by the BIR as state altering. Okay, although, ito yung example niya pa, yung mga marinated, frozen, and vacuum-packed boneless meat fish, yung boneless bangus, yung mga pamprito, okay, they are considered daw as processed. That is why kapag binibenta sila, huwag na tayong magtaka kung mayroong consumption tax na sinisingil. Okay, so medyo malabo ito actually, ano, iisipin mo parang yung pagmamarinate that is just a simple process of mixing ingredients, sabi niya, di ba? Kaya mo siya nilalagyan ng ingredients to preserve it, di ba? Kasi yung usually lang naman nilalagay doon is pepper, salt, and garlic. Okay? So, hindi natin alam kung bakit ganun ang ruling ng BIR. Okay. Yung isa pang binanggit kanina is yung inputs, di ba? So, ano ba kasi yung mga inputs? Ito, examples ng inputs for farm or fishery. Ito yung mga fertilizers, seeds and seedlings. For animal husbandry naman ito yung mga livestock, feeds and ingredients for livestock and poultry feeds. Okay. Then, for fishery operations, yung fingerlings, fish, and prawn. However, tignan natin yung isang illustration dito. Yung mga inputs, hindi kasali dyan yung tractors, water pumps, pesticides, and herbicides. Okay, so sabi niya nga dito sa example, taxable daw sa consumption tax itong dalawang ito. Tractors, pesticides, and herbicides. Okay, manufacturing fees, ganun din. So yung feeds is considered an agricultural input. At the same time, kung ano man daw yung mga ingredients na ginagamit to manufacture those feeds, they are likewise exempt. Okay, including importation. Then we go to the next page. Okay, ito is number 3. Okay. Ito, books, newspapers, and magazines. Parang kasali ito. Actually, kasali pala ito dun sa exempt importations. Di ba? Nabanggit natin yun. Provided that the books, newspapers, and magazines, they are purely for educational purposes. So, hindi sila yung mga books and magazines na ang content is lifestyle, advertisements, at kung ano-ano pa. Okay? Tapos, wag sana tayong malito doon sa books na porket ginagamit sa education, ay exempt na rin yung mga school supplies. Yung school supplies class, they are not considered VAT exempt or they are not considered exempt from any consumption taxes. Okay? Sabi niya nga dito, the sale of office supplies, school supplies, other than books and advertising magazines are vatable. So, ibig sabihin niyan, hindi siya exempt sa consumption taxes. Okay? Meron siyang binabayaran na consumption taxes kapag in-import siya at kapag binenta siya locally. Ito, bago lang, it started January 1, 2019 that medicines for diabetes, yung mga pang high blood or hypertension, exempt na sila sa consumption taxes. Okay. So the next page. Passenger or cargo vessels and aircrafts, nabanggit natin dito sa chapter 2, they are exempt from any consumption taxes dahil yun nga, because of the setup of the Philippine Archipelago. Napakaraming isla, the transportation is of utmost priority para sa government. That is why nililesen nila yung burden on the part of those operators of cargo vessels and aircrafts na makapag-purchase ng kanilang mga, yun nga, pampasaherong sasakyan na pangdagat at panghimpapawid. Okay, ano ba kasi ang overall effect kapag mura ang bili nila sa cargo vessels nila ng aircraft? Mura din ang pamasahe. Kapag mura ang pamasahe, mas maraming makaka-afford na mag-travel. At kapag mas maraming makaka-afford mag-travel, yung flow ng services and goods within the Philippines, hindi gaanong mahirap. At kapag hindi gaanong mahirap ang travel ng services and goods throughout the Philippine Archipelago, yun nga, mas maraming kita ang tao, mas tataas ang standard of living, mas kikita ang bansa dahil the more income or the more income na nade-derive ang residents, more taxes ang binabayaran nila. So everybody happy, win-win ito kung sakali. Win-win on the part of the operators, on the part of the residents who are conducting business, and on the part of the government also who collect taxes. Okay, number 3, sale of cooperatives. Dito, merong exception, yung electric cooperatives natin. So kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, yung mga resibo ng either mga electric cooperatives natin, meron silang sinisingil na business tax yan. However, those cooperatives that are transacting business only with their members, they are 100% exempt. However, kapag magtatransact sila sa non-members, yung mga sales or receipts nila from non-members, those are subject to business tax provided that their accumulated reserves exceed 10 million pesos. Okay, so ano ba kasi yung sikat sa locality natin na cooperative na nagtatransact ng business aside from those who are considered their members. So, number 1 si Lighthouse Cooperative, di ba? Nagbebenta siya doon sa mga non-members. So, I think si Lighthouse Cooperative, yung accumulated reserves niya ay more than 10 million. Ano ba ang accumulated reserves? Okay. Ang accumulated reserves class, this is equivalent to owner's equity for a sole proprietorship, and this is also equivalent to retained earnings for a corporate business. Okay, so yung cooperatives, wala kasi silang owner's equity, okay, na account in their accounting. And wala din silang retained earnings. Ang meron sa kanila is accumulated reserves. So si Lighthouse, kapag meron siyang nabibenta na products sa mga non-members niya, those are subject to business tax. Okay? Tapos, however, regardless of the type of cooperative, their transactions from unrelated activities are subject to business taxes, just like other entities not considered as business. Ibig sabihin, ang isang cooperative kasi kapag nire-register yan, dapat silang magsabi kung anong klaseng transaction or anong klaseng activity ang ika-conduct nila. For example, si Kahelco 1 and Kahelco 2. Okay, so ang activity nila is the provision of electrical services, pag-energize ng mga distribution lines natin. So, yun yung activities nila. Kapag nagkaroon sila ng other activities, for example, meron silang building at pinaparenta nila, okay, taxable yun. Okay, so example nga dito, kapag unrelated activities daw, kahit pa it was transacted with their members, those are otherwise taxable for consumption tax. Okay? Then meron pa ata siyang another example dito. Okay. So to sum up, yung sa cooperatives, okay? Kapag si cooperative ay nagtatransact ng business with non-members, those transactions are taxable with consumption tax. At kapag meron silang activities that is not related to their activity na nakalagay doon sa ano nila, nung na-create sila, those are considered taxable din. Kahit pa they were transacted with their own members. Okay? Then number 4, sale of real properties under certain conditions. Meron tayong dalawa dito. Una is by a person na engaged in the realty business. So, hindi lang naman yung mga tao na nakarehistro na magbenta ng real properties ang pwede magbenta ng real property. Ano ba kasi mga real property? Ito yung mga lupa at bahay. Okay. So tayo, kapag meron tayong lupa at bahay na nakarehistro sa pangalan natin, pwede tayong magbenta. Okay, so makakwalify tayo dun sa letter A. Kasi ang tawag sa ating non-dealer. Non-dealer in the sense that we are not selling real properties on a daily basis. Okay, so ibig sabihin, our transaction in selling real properties, those are considered isolated cases. So, paminsan-minsan lang. In such a case, hindi tayo pwedeng maningil ng consumption tax. Hindi tayo pwedeng maningil ng business tax. Unang-una, because we are not engaged in business. Okay, yun. Then, pangalawa, by a person engaged in realty business which complies with statutory price saving. So, ito naman sila Camellia, okay, ano pa ba, mga Alessandra, yung mga engaged sa realty business na bibenta talaga sila ng real properties. Okay? Ito nga example dito, illustration number 1, okay? Yung isang medical doctor daw nagbenta ng bahay niya for 12 million. Okay? Tapos, and his medical clinic building for 50 million to purchase a bigger building for his medical practice. So, anong ang treatment natin sa transaction na yan? So, ang sabi niya dito, yung explanation niya, okay, yung sale daw ng principal resident is considered capital asset. Okay? Bakit capital asset? Capital asset kasi ang tawag sa isang asset na hindi ginagamit sa business. So, ibig sabihin, sabi niya dito, not subject to VAT. Pangalawa, yung medical clinic niya. Ang sabi niya kasi dito, yung balikan natin, meron na banggit kasi dito na capital asset and yung ordinary asset. Okay? Okay, ito. Kapag yung property is held for use sa conduct ng business, ang tawag natin dun is ordinary asset. Kapag hindi naman ginagamit sa business, for example, ginagamit for personal use, gagaya ng bahay, ang tawag natin dun ay capital asset. Okay? So, kapag capital asset ang binenta, walang VAT yun or walang business tax. Kapag ordinary asset, ibig sabihin yung mga asset na ginagamit sa business, automatically that is subject to, and sabi niya dito, the sale of his medical clinic building is subject to VAT. Okay. Another example, meron pa dito, lawyer, nag-dispose siya ng office building niya. Oh, okay, iba naman example dito. To pursue his dream of establishing a beauty parlor. Okay, so non-VAT taxpayer kasi siya. So not considered taxable sa VAT. Okay, then station number 3. Okay. Next one is sale by a realty dealer, developer, or lessor. Okay, so ito kasi yung mga price ceilings na nasa batas. So kapag pina-follow ito ng isang realty dealer, okay, yung sale niya, exempt yan sa sa consumption tax or exempt siya sa business tax. So kapag kapag socialized housing units, basahin nyo na lang to kasi more on memorization. Walang masyadong dito, analysis. Next. Okay. Ito, very interesting. Kung papansin nyo kasi dito, okay, dito, sa price ceilings na binigay, for socialized housing units daw, kapag hindi mag-exceed ng 450,000 yung housing lot package, that sale is considered to be exempt from any business tax. Kapag residential lots naman daw, kapag lupa lang, at kapag hindi lumagpas ng 180, I think this one is very low, di ba? Saan ka makakabili ng residential lot na 180? Siguro sa sa mga baryo. So, pero kapag sa city, medyo hirap to, no? Okay, then, sale of real properties utilized for low-cost housing and the price ceiling is 750. Then ito naman, ito class, baka may mamalito lang kasi, bakit ito residential lot? Tapos, ito naman may residential lot dito. Itong number 1 kasi, this is socialized housing units. Ibig sabihin, ito yung mga pangmalakihang subdivision na usually mga low-cost housing, mga pabahay para sa mga, yun nga, mga hindi kaanong nakakaangat sa buhay. Ito naman, yung number 3, this is applicable doon sa mga medyo may pera na. Okay. Sale of residential lots, lupa lang, valid at 1,919,500 per unit and below. And sale of residential dwelling, ibig sabihin house and lot po. Okay, 3,109,200 per unit. Okay, ito kasi, pwede mo itong pwede mong i-twist ito. Okay, yung sale of residential lot. Yung ginagawa kasi dati ng iba, yung isang buong lupa, ang ginagawa nila, sinasubdivide nila. It may either into 2 or into 4 or more kapag masyadong malaki. Tapos ang ginagawa nila, binibenta nila piecemeal or paunti-unti nilang binibenta to the same person. Okay? Unti-unti nilang binibenta to the same person para ma-exempt sa business tax. Pinapansin ng BIR yun. Di ba? So napansin ng BIR, anong ginawa nila? Ito, sale of adjacent lots. So wala kang takas dito. Okay? Kapag ang binenta daw ay magkatabing lupa, okay? Magkatabing lupa, at nabenta sila within the period of 12-month period, okay? At ang buyer ay iisa, okay? Hindi siya exempt. Okay? Yung tawag dito, yung price ceiling will not be applicable. So kukunin yung aggregate amount kung magkano ang total ng adjacent residential lots na binili. At kung mag-e-exceed doon sa price ceiling o doon na siya magiging taxable sa business tax. Sabi niya nga dito, this rule is intended to counter unwarranted partition of the sale into several deeds to evade the business tax. Ganun kasi yung ginagawa. Although ito, pwede pa rin itong i-evade. Okay? Kuha ka ng ibang tao na bibili, pero ikaw ang gagamit ng lupa. So yun pa rin. So siguro, next time, magagawa nila ng paraan yun. Okay. Then, next, export sales of non-VAT taxpayers. Parang partially nabanggit ko noon ito sa last video ata, na kapag ang nag-export, okay, kapag ang nag-export ay isang non-VAT taxpayer, ang tawag sa exportation na yun ay exempt exportation. Pero kapag ang nag-export ay isang VAT taxpayer, okay, taxable yun, although the tax is 0%. So effectively, wala siyang tax. Okay? So yun ang difference Kapag ang tinanong sa'yo ay taxable ba or exempt ang export sales ng isang non-VAT taxpayer, the answer is exempt. Pero kapag ang tinanong naman sa'yo is taxable ba or exempt ang export sale ng isang VAT taxpayer, the answer is taxable. Kapag tinanong sa'yo kung magkano yung tax rate, the answer is 0% rate. So effectively 0. Okay, so yun lang naman yung number 5. Yun lang ang kailangan yung tandaan ko. Then number 6. Number 6, partially discuss natin doon sa PESA registered enterprises. Okay, sales exempt under treaties, international agreements, or special laws. So, kung saan nakapirma si Pilipinas, and na-exempt yung ganitong klaseng transaction or the exempt. Diba? Walang masyadong dyan, problema. Then, number 7. Itong number 7, this is related to business combination. Okay? So, ang sabi niya kasi dito, ito na lang i-focus nyo. Okay? The Trin law added tax for exchange of property to the list of VAT exempt transactions. Thus, the following exchange of properties are not VAT-able. Number 1, exchange of properties by a corporation in pursuant of plan of merger or consolidation. Merger or consolidation, ibig sabihin, dalawang corporation magiging isa. Okay? Yun. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, merger is kapag merong surviving company at consolidation ay kapag magbabago ng pangalan ng bagong company. Okay, for example, sa merger this is company A plus company B is equal to company A or company B. Then yung consolidation naman is company A plus company B is equal to company C. Okay, this is very much applicable para dun sa mga Visayas natin yung accountancy students na mag-take ng accounting for business combination. Then exchange of properties by a person alone or together with others, not exceeding 4, which resulted to the acquisition of control. This is medyo malalim na discussion na ng intermediate accounting. So, wag na natin masyadong i-touch. Okay, so ito lang, tandaan nyo yung number 1 and number 2. Then number 8, sale of gold to BSP. Kapag nagbenta ka daw ng gold sa BSP, hindi ka sisingilan ng or hindi mo pwedeng singilan ng business tax or si government of the Philippines hindi kanya sisingilan ng business tax. Bakit nila ginawa ang exempt? Para ma-encourage na magbenta ng ginto yung mga local miners natin sa BSP. Dati kasi meron yan. Merong tax. Ang ginagawa, tinatago, ibenta. Patago na binibenta ng mga miners. Ang mangyayari, walang masyadong nagbebenta sa BSP. Sabi niya nga dito, nagkaroon ng black market. So dahil doon, in-exempt, ayun, dumami ulit ang nagbebenta sa BSP. Okay. Ito kasi yun. Ito yung nangyari. Yan. Dati kasi subject sa excise tax na 2%, then 5% withholding tax. This taxation resulted in exodus of gold productions from small-scale mines to the black market, which is effectively untaxed. So dati kasi sa kagustuhan ng government of the Philippines na taksa ng mga nagbebenta ng gold sa BSP, okay, yung 2% at yung 5%, ang nangyari, wala tuloy nagbebenta sa kanila. So yung mga small-scale miners natin, ang binibentahan nila yung mga nasa black market. Anong nangyari? Mas lalo tuloy walang nakolekta yung gobyerno. Okay, sabi niya nga dito, the government is at the losing end. Okay, wala nang tax si BIR, wala pang gold si National Treasury. Kaya ang ginawa, nilift all together yung income, excise, and business taxes no sale of gold to BSP. So that is for exempt sales of goods and properties. Dito naman tayo sa exempt sales of services in detail. So ito yung mnemonic, search squared V-trips. Okay, yung S dyan, yan, dito yan, sa schools. Okay, yung mga educational institution natin, whether they are private or government institution, hindi sila pwede mamingil na business tax yan. Dahil kapag sila ay maniningil ng business tax, diba, anong effect niyan sa tuition fees kung sakali? Mas tataas. However, kapag nagkaroon sila ng seminars, trainings, review classes, and other similar services, for example, si CSU, meron siyang mga pinaparenta na stalls sa kantin nung face-to-face pa ang klase. So doon, nagbabayad si CSU ng business tax doon. Nire-register actually. Okay. Pangalawa is employment. Okay. Kapag employed ka daw, meron kang boss, meron kang employer, you are not considered engaged in business. So automatically, you are not to pay any business taxes unless self-employed ka. Gaya ng mga artista, mga engineers na nagko-contract, contractor, o yun yung mga yun. You're considered na mayroong employer-employee relationship. Tapos ito, agricultural contract growers and millers. So sino ba ang mga ito? Ito yung mga tao na nagpo-produce para sa iba ng una, poultry, livestock, or other agricultural and marine products in their original state. O hindi naman kaya yung mga millers natin. Okay? Provided that, ganun pa rin, yung nasa basic food necessity pa rin yung ginagawa nila. For example, dito sa millers, itong ore ball milling fees, okay, taxable yan. Kasi hindi naman kinakain yan eh. Para sa ginto yan eh, para sa mina. Pero itong dalawa, exempt. Okay. Then, residential leasing. Okay. Kapag ang renta daw ng isang housing unit is lower than 15,000 or 15,000 and below, okay, hindi daw required na magbayad ng business tax yung may-ari nung nililis na unit. Si lessor, yung nagpaparenta, hindi siya required na magbayad ng business tax provided na hindi mag-exceed ng 15,000 yung sinisingil niya sa mga nagre-renta sa kanya per month. Okay, that is why yung mga nagbo-boarding dyan na sinisingil kayo ng business tax, I think yung bed space ngayon is at 1,000 to 1,500 depende sa lugar. So, huwag kayong papayag na sisingilin kayo ng consumption tax. May examples dito, these are very much self-explanatory. For example, ito. Yung example dito, yung apartment house daw, 20,000 per unit ng renta. Automatic taxable yan. Yung residential house na go 5, and boarding house na 2,000 exempt. Ayan. Ano ba kasi ang effect kapag exempt sa business tax? Mas mababa yung renta. Okay, then sale of services by cooperatives. Parang discuss na natin kanina yung cooperatives, pareho lang. Okay, ito naman kasi yung mga cooperatives na nagbebenta ng services. For example, yung mga lending, marketing, and MPCs, multipurpose cooperatives. Kapag nag-engage sila ng serbisyo sa non-members, taxable, or kaya naman kahit nag-engage sila ng serbisyo sa mga members nila, provided that non-related activities taxable din. Health or hospital services, siyempre ito, exempt ito. Okay? Kasali pa nga yung veterinary services. Pero hindi kasali dyan yung pang-pet na veterinary services. Okay, example dito, tignan nyo na lang anong comment niya dito. Tignan natin yung example niya. Veterinary hospital or private hospital with the following receipts and sales during a month. Patient service revenue 10, inpatient, outpatient. Ito kanina yung nabanggit natin, anti-diabetes and hypertension medicines. Exempt ang mga yan. Okay. Tapos, ito yung mga exempt dito. Okay, una, yung first two items together with yung medication ng mga diabetic, yung mga high blood. May high blood. check-up fees, and laboratory fees. Kung napansin nyo, taxable ito, rent income and cleaning space is the doctors kasi aside from the fact that unrelated activity yan, eh, hindi naman siya kasali sa ibibigay ng um, health service. Ano pa ba yung hindi kasali? Ito lang ba? 2.7. Ito, other medicines. Yung medicine kasi na binanggit na exempt, very explicit. Ang sinabi niya lang for diabetic and mga may hypertension lang. That is why itong dalawang ito, yan, mga other medicines and lending down, they are both taxable. Okay, homeowners association. So, makaka-relate dito yung mga nakatira sa subdivisions. Meron silang homeowners association dues. May mga binabayaran nila yearly. Kapag yung association dues daw ay purely reimbursement lang, for example, kapag yung homeowners association, yung president nila nag-hire ng gwardiya, mga janitors, gano'n. At sisingilin niya dun sa mga homeowners yung bayad nun. Purely reimbursement lang. Okay, exempt yun sa business tax. However, kapag may tubo, yun na. Dapat merong business tax na yun. Kasi kapag merong, sabi niya dito, kapag nagde-derive na ng markup and profit, that is considered already as a taxable business. Kanina, nabanggit natin yung sale of passenger or cargo vessels and aircrafts. Ito naman, lease. Ganun pa rin. Okay, kapag nagpapalis, but exempt pa rin yan. Sabi niya nga dito, similar to import and sales. So, import, sales, and lease ng mga ito, okay, cargo vessels and aircrafts, exempt lahat yan sa business tax or consumption tax, I should say. Okay, then treaty exempt, sales or services, o kung kanino, o kung saan treaty nakapirma sa Pilipinas, o di applicable. Then last one is regional or area headquarter of a multinational company. Provided that ito, yung opisina ng isang international company, hindi siya nagbebenta ng kahit anong produkto within the Philippines or outside Philippines. Or in short, ang ginagawa niya lang, sabi niya dito, coordination. Ito, sabi niya, supervisory, communications, and coordinating centers lang siya. Okay? So, hindi siya pwedeng taksan. So, parang naglagay lang sila ng sub-office to for supervisory purposes and for coordination only. Hindi sila magbebenta ng kahit anumang produkto sa Pilipinas. Exempt yun. Okay? Exempt siya. Kumbaga parang satellite office, parang ganun. Okay. Transport of passengers by international carriers. Ang ibig sabihin class ng international carriers, ito yung mga carriers by sea and carriers by air na nagtatransport ng pasahero papunta at paalis ng Pilipinas. Okay, ang sabi niya kasi dito, kapag ang pasahero ay galing sa Pilipinas going abroad, exempt na ngayon. Dati kasi hindi. Ang exempt lang dati ay mga pasahero galing ibang bansa papuntang Pilipinas, yun lang ang exempt. Pero because of introduction of train law, exempt na din yung mga galing Pilipinas at papunta ng ibang bansa. So anong effect nun kapag mag-abroad tayo? Okay, ang effect nun, mas mura na ang ticket kasi wala ng business tax. Okay. Okay, so ito ang tax treatment, summary ng tax treatment kapag sa mga international carriers natin. Outgoing flights natin, effectively they are exempt kasi subject sila sa 0% VAT. Okay, incoming flights naman, exempt din ito yung mga galing sa ibang bansa papuntang Pilipinas. At kapag naman domestic flights, ito yung pupunta ka lang sa other part of the Philippines, taxable pa rin yun. Kung papansin nyo dito, 12% ba itong nilagay, hindi sinabing taxable. Kasi automatic daw, sabi dito, automatic na kapag airliner, mga shipping carriers, automatic daw na lagi silang nag-exit ng VAT threshold yan, which is 3 million. Ito naman, services of printers and publishers. Provided that for educational purposes nga and it appears on a regular interval, then not principally devoted to paid advertisement, yung publication na piniprint nila, pinapublish. Okay, kanina ganun din, senior citizens and PWDs. Okay, ito yung mga list of establishments na pwedeng maka-discount at na-exempt yung mga senior citizens natin ng PWDs. Mga for accommodation, hospital and clinic health services, recreation, yung mga restaurants, sea travel, medical, dental, funeral. Although may exemption dito, class, actually, kung babasahin natin ng mabuti ang batas, ang ginagawa kasi minsan ng mga abusadong consumer, pinabaon nila yung ID ng mga senior citizen na kapamilya nila. Tapos pagkakain sila sa labas, pinapakita nila yun. Yung iba naman na hindi masyadong stricto ng mga establishments, binibigyan nila ng senior citizen discounts. Ang tama kasi dun, dapat naandoon yung senior citizen or yung PWD para mabigyan ng discount or mabigyan or merong authorization letter. For example, may isang example dito kumain ang isang pamilya wherein one of them is a senior citizen. Asan na ba yan? Registration for ito. Yeah, ito. A VAT registered restaurant sold food and beverages totaling 2,242. A senior citizen who presented a senior citizen identification card. Pero si senior citizen, meron siyang kasamang tatlong non-senior citizens. So, yung 2,240, hindi lahat yan ay subject to the senior citizen discount. So, hahatiin yan kung ilan silang actual na kumain. For example, dito 4. Hahatiin yan ng 4. Ganito ang gagawin. Okay? Yung invoice price, tapos tatanggalin yung output VAT. Ito, i-discuss natin ito extensively kung paano i-separate yung output VAT doon sa invoice price. Although dito medyo makikita nyo na kung paano. Or makikita nyo na talaga dito kung paano. Okay. So yung bibigyan lang talaga dito ng 20% discount at yung hindi sisingilan ng percentage ng output VAT, I should say, ay yung senior citizen lang. Kaya kasi dito, dinivide ng 4. So ganun dapat. Although yung iba in actual practice, syempre tinatamad na si cashier mag-compute ng ganyan. O binibigay ng buo. Okay, so although in reality, kapag babasahin natin talaga yung nasa batas, kung sino lang yung senior citizen, siya lang ang pwede makinabang. Okay, ang babait ng ibang establishments, inaalaw nila na kahit wala yung senior citizen, basta hawak lang yung senior citizen identification card niya. Then, last is sales of goods or service covered by special laws. Ito yung mga nasa eco zones. Ito bago to actually, yung receipts of proprietors of theaters or cinemas. Okay. Yung sinehan kasi na nasa Robinson, nasa SM, okay. Ang sinisingil actually sa mga yon ay hindi business tax. Ang sinisingil lang sa kanila ay yung amusement tax. Okay, kasi for entertainment nga. So, sino ang nagbabayad ng business tax doon? Kung sino ang may-ari ng pelikula na pinapalabas. Okay, for example, yung illustration dito. Yung probinsyana ni Coca Martina. Tapos yung Gangnam ni Opa Entertainment Corporation. Dito, ang magbabayad ng business tax is si Coca Martina. Okay? At yung Dito naman, ang taxable dito, since international to, si OPA Entertainment Corporation, meron siyang withholding fat. So, ang babayaran na lang ni Entertainment, yung nagpalabas nung pelikula ay ito. Amusement tax, depende kung ang maglalagay nun is yung province or yung city, kung saan nakalagay yung sinehan. Invoicing requirement for exempt sales, ito. Dapat explicitly nakalagay na exempt yung sale doon sa resibo. Dahil kung hindi, okay, yung sale na yun will be considered taxable, will be considered irregular sale. Then I think that is the last page. Okay. So, should you have any question, dating gawi, just drop it in our group chats. Although, so far, wala pang nagtatanong. So, sana may magtanong, no? Para mas interactive yung natin, yung pag-conduct natin ng online class. So, that is all for chapter 4, and thank you for listening.